Hey, Dean of DVD or Dean of Games, depending on what channel you're watching me on. And I want to do my top five, or maybe an honorable mention, uh, games that I played that are new in 2000 or were new in 2019. So that is a bunch of games. I played quite a few. Played a lot of games that were new to me. I'm not including them unless they were actually new games in 2019. So of the ones I played, and I didn't play a lot because they're not my type of game. Lately, I found that I don't get a chance to play games that are 5 hour games. Not very often, so I'm not going to buy those. And then for me, a 5 hour game probably not going to make the list, or even a 4 hour game. Mine are hour and a half to maybe 3 hours at tops, um, with maybe a few rare games that maybe have so much appeal to a certain person or persons that I know, where they would play it. Star Wars, Star Trek, those types of things seem to bring out more of a group occasionally that'll play those. Lord of the Rings sometimes. But all that aside, let's take a look at my top five with, again, an honorable mention. All right? So let's see. I've got them right over here in a zippered bag, actually. I did that because the dog was trying to get at them. And I didn't want that. So let's start here. Okay. Let's see here. I'll trim all that out, I'm sure. I'll trim this out too. Give me a minute here. Get games. Okay, let's see here. All right, back. So let me start with the honorable mention, which would be number six, basically, if you want to do it that way. And any of these could probably jump around a little bit, but this one right now is six. I played it a bunch of times. Architects of the West Kingdom. Have a lot of fun. I love the artwork with this one. The different characters are really cool looking. The art, like I said, the artwork is just really neat. And it's by Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald. It's a worker placement game. It plays up to 5 players. Plays 1 to 5. I think the 1 player was okay. I mean, I enjoyed it. So I think you can play this with 1 player if you'd like. And the map is decent size, but it fits in this small little box. One thing I don't like about this game is there's a lot of games are like this. It ends up, let me show you what it looks like inside. It ends up looking like this. A bunch of baggies of cards and pieces. And then I found these things, actually came with this basil pesto. You can't really read it, but it says basil pesto on it, I think. Oh, you can. That's how you have to store it. But I like this game a lot. There's enough different things to do, and that's part of what I like about worker placement. There's a lot of different things to do, and the choices are then where do I put my things in order to best take advantage of and win the game. There's a lot of strategies you can have in it. Of course, one of the main things you want to do is your architects. You want to try to build a cathedral. And as you contribute to that, you gain bonuses. So those that contribute more get more bonuses and so on. So anyway, Architects of the West Kingdom. My choice for number 6, or in this case, the honorable mention slot. Number 5 is Tom Lehman's, or Lehman's, Res Arcana. I'll just move this thing a little bit to let you see the artwork here. Oh, this is a headband, by the way. You can buy them at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever those things are called. About 10 for $1. It's about a dime each. And they go over these boxes and keep them from opening. I don't have an Architects of the West Kingdom. I just didn't get around to putting one on there, but This is Res Arcana. It is a game for 1 to 4 players, or 2 to 4 players. Sorry, 2 to 4 players, and it has a neat. What I do like about this game, as opposed to Architects, is it has a built-in storage mechanism. Now, there's not that much to really store, so that's kind of cool too. The game only has about 60 cards in it total. That's all you really need, though. Here's how it stores. Look how beautiful that is compared to the other one. Cards have a place. This comes out so you can use it during your game. You also have some other cards that are large like this that are double-sided. So you get, here you get 4 different choices. It's kind of cool. Love the round summary that you get with this. It's a really cool card game. It reminds me of Little Magic the Gathering, but not a lot. It has some similarities, but overall I think this is a different game. And for my money, a better game in some ways because you don't have to collect cards. This is it. It's how you play these cards, and there's no more you're going to get. Now, you're not going to go out and buy. Now, they might come up with a little bit of an expansion here and there. Hope they do. But it's not like you have a different deck than I do. Well, you do, but we have access to the exact same cards, and that's what I like about Res Arcana. And it's just really well themed. Really like the general idea of it. It's similar to Magic. You've got dragons and wizards and things like that. So that would be number 5. We love that one a lot. My number 4, 4, 3, 2, yep. My number 4 is, it was a surprise. It's called Horrified. Universal Monsters. So you've got all the typical, well, many of them. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, the Werewolf, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Am I leaving somebody out? No, I don't think so. That's it. Invisible Man. The Invisible Man. He hides down here. But that's who's in it. And let me just quick. Okay. All right. Yeah. The board is nice. I'm not going to take everything out of the package, so it's going to take too long. I don't want to do that. But the board is nice. You have various locations you can go to throughout the board. Each one of these spots, someplace you can stop. The monsters will chase you. There's a lot of card playing. There's some special cards you can get that can impact not only your turn, but your other player's turn. It is a cooperative game. From 1 to 5, so you can play it by yourself. You might have trouble beating it because you almost need another player sometimes. I have played by myself, and I have beaten it, but it's not the common thing. I didn't pull my hair. It's all right. Just noticed that. The monsters are actual miniatures. And that's sort of what they look like. Well, it is, but you just can't really get a close-up view. So, but very representative, so it's easy enough to tell what each one was as you look at them. It's a fun game. I don't go into too much detail other than to say, you've got, for each monster, they have a certain way you can kill them. You have to do that, which often means going to certain places on the board to accomplish something first. And having to have certain resources available to you personally to be able to take care of that. Those are in the form of various materials that you get. And when you get the materials, when you get enough of the materials, you can go ahead and complete whatever task there is on the board. And once you complete the task for that particular monster, then you have to defeat the monster again with certain things. I guess the best way to say it. A lot of fun, this game. I think it's a good gateway game, I think, in a lot of ways. Most people know those monsters. Great Halloween game to get out with the family. I played it with the family. I played it with the gamers, and both enjoyed it quite a bit. So I think, it's got something there. All right, number 3. I had a tough choice on number 3, but I finally decided. And it is, it's not light. Yeah, it's Tapestry. Tapestry is a game by Stonemaier Games, and really love this one. It's heavy, it's thick, but that same band that goes across the other one across Res Arcana, and there was one across Horrified, goes across this one too. So it will go across a bigger game, no problem. 1 to 5 players, between an hour and a half and 2 hours, I think you'll play this. Ages 12 and up. It is competitive. It has a beautiful board. As you can see, it's rounded edges. A high quality board, and the player mats that you get kind of have a little texture to them, so things don't slide around on them like they do on some games. Definitely not sticky, or definitely not slick. So this one, you've got different tracks that you can go on, and each one is kind of a different way to advance your civilization. But this is not like a typical civilization game where you start out with cannons and move up to bazookas and move up to, it's not that kind of a thing. But there is some movement forward, but not that specific, let's say. It's more in generalities. Some people have a problem with that. It's it's the most controversial game of the year. People either hate it or love it. I'm on the love it side. Not the greatest game of the year for me, but it's a lot of fun. I won't turn down this game if someone wants to play it. So I would suggest, if you've heard good and bad, take a look at it. Play it. You should do that most of the time if you have one you're not sure of. But this one, I would say, try it first, see if it's for you. It is Tapestry. Number 2 is a game that I've played more than any other game this year. And that is Wingspan. I got it earlier in the year when it first came out to the public. It was not a Kickstarter thing. As soon as it came out to the public, I picked it up. And really, really love this game. Simple theme. You've got a bunch of birds. You've got them on cards. You are collecting them to have the best aviary. Yeah. You can put them in the forest, the field area, open field, or like a swampy area. And where you put them and how many you have in each area determines how well you'll do. Because as you put one over here, you can go back, and each one of the birds that have an ability in that row then get to fire off again if they have an ability. And many of them do. There's only 4 rounds, I believe. So at the end of 4 rounds, the game is over. That usually takes about an hour. So it's 40 to 70 minutes. Yeah, it's about an hour with 4 players. And you can play, this is 1 to 5. It plays very well with 1, by the way. Yeah, this has got the Automa, whatever you want to call it, designed for this game. So that's kind of cool. As does Tapestry. Tapestry also plays 1 to 5, by the way. That's my number 2, Wingspan. Which brings me to number 1. I've only owned it for, a month or so. But I will have played it more than Wingspan probably soon. Because I played it a lot, and you can play it solo, and I've played it solo only so far. I wanted to learn it well, get the strategy down. This is a game that's going to last me for a while, and I'm going to really like for a long time. And that is Marvel Champions. It's a card game. The nice thing about this type of a card game is, unlike, again, Magic the Gathering, if I can talk about that one. And I was a big fan of Magic, but it got tiresome to have to keep buying the newest sets to be able to play them. I mean, I had Moxes and Black Lotus and all the ones that are worth a ton of money now. I sold them. But because you can only play them in certain places, unless you find a group that doesn't mind, which I did have a group like that for a while. Other than that, you only get to play them in special tournaments. I don't want that. So this game is different. This game, the cards you get are the cards you get. There's some variety, but not a ton. You're not making your own decks, though you can. And there's a tutorial that tells you how to do that. But you're not going out and finding a card to add to your deck. Not that kind of game. But what do you have? Well, you've got Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Iron Man, and Black Panther in this set. And I'll tell you, that's a nice combination. Right around the corner is Thor, Captain America, and a couple others that I forgot. Oh, Ms. Marvel, and somebody else. And then some villains. Green Goblin. I know it's coming out. It seems like there's another one I've forgotten about. Oh, the Wrecking Crew. But in this one, you've got Ultron, who's the big bad. Who is a big bad. You've got Claw, that's K-L-A-W, shoots sonic waves out. And then the basic guy, if I guess you want to call him the basic guy, the Rhino, who's pretty tough too. And they have their friends that tag along, like Sandman and things like that. And this group has friends that tag along too, like the Hulk. And Well, there's others. I was mentioning all of them, but great game. Oh, Vision. Anybody who's on the cover here is probably in the game somewhere. A lot of fun. Not easy game to beat, which I like. But there's room within the insert to be able to add other stuff in there, which is nice. Because you're going to do it. You're going to add to it. I think eventually I have to buy an insert instead of the one that came with it. But it's going to last me for at least for a bit. Because with what's coming out that I know of, I've got enough room here for I think all of it. Especially if I rearrange things a little bit. And then the other inserts are laid out a little differently than this one. Let's see how I do this. Let's turn this around here. Can I do that? I can. There you go. So there's the insert. You get an idea here what that looks like. So I have plenty of room. I have a lot of room here. There's more room in all these because I'm not tight on any of them. There's a lot of looseness that I can tighten up here quite a bit. So I can tighten up to that much there. This is about half used, and this is less than half used if I were to tighten all these up and move the spaces out of here. And you can do that. And I probably will. I've got some of these done in here. And some of the inserts I've seen, thin this plastic out here. Eliminate this entirely, just have a really thin strip. And then this is right up against this one. And then all this stuff that's down in here gets stored in a thing that's this way. It kind of slips down in sideways. So you get a full use of the box, and you come all the way to here with your cards. So that'll open up a lot. You can almost put cards right down in here. It's a little wider than what the opening is here. So these cards would fit down in here if you wanted to. Well, right now you can't because you got stuff in there, but they could otherwise. Love this game. You got the alter ego of whoever the character is on the hero side, that is, and on the Green Goblin too. I heard. So you got Peter Parker, and then of course his hero side is Spider-Man. He can attack and do things here. The only thing he can really do here is recover, which is pretty important though. So anyway, I like this game a lot. The artwork's, well, it's Marvel. It's going to be fantastic, and it is. You don't need a board. You can play it pretty much anywhere as long as you've got enough. I can play it on the table space I've got here, which isn't a lot, but I could definitely play it here. I mean, I can make room on this thing. It's just a mess right now. My Vikings won, yes. So that is Marvel Champions. Love the rule book, the how to play book, which is really well pictured. I have images to show you everything, break down the card, show you how to set up and everything. And then you've got a secondary glossary, which has far fewer pictures, hardly any. And you've got all the definitions and specific examples, and then a whole glossary on every phrase and word that's in this thing. And that's where you get the how do I make my own deck. So pretty cool stuff. Like I said, I see myself playing this for quite a long time. It's my number one. Probably will stay my number one for a while from what I can see. So it's not only my number one this year, but this is my number one game period right now. It's Marvel Champions. All right, guys. Ooh, too close. That is my look at 2019. Wow, I'm really tired. Look at that. Whew, tired. Need more sleep. And hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I have. So again, take care, and until the next time, Dean of DVD or Dean of Games, take care.